Hi, and welcome to my next pregnancy update. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I am an American living in Vienna, Austria. My name is Sherry, and I am currently documenting my first pregnancy with my Austrian husband, so carrying a little dual citizen here. And I have failed again, unfortunately. As you know, if you watched my last update, I had to do 3 weeks in a row because I was visiting America. Got in my last trip to America before the baby comes, had our baby shower, celebrated Thanksgiving, and then upon my return, things were quite busy with the holidays here, coming back to the Christmas time frame. So unfortunately, I have another 3 week update. But to try to make it a nicer 3 week update, I figure every time I'm switching weeks, I will include a photo of the bump date since I know that I enjoy watching other people's pregnancy updates and that the bump date is one of the important parts. So, jumping right in, starting with 24 weeks, I will then give my update, and at the end, before I switch to the next week, I will insert a photo of the bump. So, in the 24th week, again, this was returning from America. Where I left off was, I think, the Friday when my weeks switched, so the 24th week, and I had a doctor's appointment on that day, so that was the first doctor's appointment since I returned from America, and it's the last appointment I've had with my OBGYN since. So this doctor's appointment wasn't nothing really to call home about. The doctor that I work with, she, as I mentioned before, sometimes she's a little colder, sometimes she's a little warmer. And although, I think we've worked up a nice rapport, this was one of the days where she just wanted to go a little faster with me, because I like to take the 8 o'clock in the morning spot because it's good for my husband coming with me, it's good for me getting in before work, and it's also good because it's before they're kind of inundated and already behind schedule. So I had the 8 o'clock appointment, and I think that she was trying to be very precise that day and get through all of her appointments. So yeah, she looked at baby girl and everything looked fine, but she didn't even print me out a picture because baby girl was facing the back of my body, and apparently she was all curled up. And this actually made a lot of sense to me because on the 24th week, I was also getting a little afraid that that I wasn't feeling the same feelings. It's I was definitely feeling things, but it was more internal. And this now makes a lot of sense after finding out she was facing the back because I was feeling like my organs were getting kicked, which they were. So my colon was having some issues. She was kicking me in the bladder, and then that was a very clear well, I gotta pee. So it was actually really cool to see that and to know that that's why the feelings had changed and to kind of alleviate my worry because when she's facing the front and punching, then you can see it, you can feel it really clearly. But when she's facing the back, a nudge and inner body movement is a little bit different. So if she's kind of throwing the back bow or moving her whole body, I can feel those. But they weren't happening as often, and more so I was feeling these internal movements. So that was good to find out. Also, at the appointment, I found out that I am up 6 kilos, just about 6 kilos, which is equal to about 14 pounds. And I think that at 24 weeks, 14 pounds was pretty normal. I think that it's always, I don't know, I'm a first time mom, my first pregnancy, so weight gain is always a little bit different. And I guess I'm still waiting for my bump to get really bumpy, to be a big pregnancy belly, but you'll see that at the end. But yeah, 14 pounds, okay, it's fine. Unfortunately, I probably have made a lot more damage in the last 3 weeks of Christmas, but we'll get to that as well. And then so our next big appointments are going to be, in 2 weeks I have just a normal doctor's appointment, but then at 32 weeks, 36 weeks, and our due date, those are going to be the big hospital appointments. 32 weeks, I think we're just going to do an elective ultrasound at another location that shows everything in 3D, and it's really nice. And then at 36 weeks, they see what position the baby's in to see if she's breached or if she's head down. They look at her heart. And then on our due date, it's the same thing. They look at her position again, her size, her heart, and see when she's coming, most likely. And then I think if we go beyond our due date, then we go back to the hospital every few days. And I was told by my midwife that the longest that they'll let me go past my due date is probably like 7 or 8 days, which is good too because my midwife is going on vacation 11 days after our due date. So we shall see. As far as symptoms in the 24th week, I was feeling really, really good that week. I was running, I was feeling energized, and I was really like feeling the second trimester good vibes. And then as far as activities that week, a friend of mine had her daughter's 2-year-old birthday party. And it was kind of fun because her daughter is 2, her other daughter is 2 months old. And then there was another 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and then a little boy who's a little younger than 2 years old, and a bunch of parents. So it was just really fun to socialize with a bunch of parents and see a bunch of babies and know that, you know, the next birthday, and as these like functions go on, that soon my little girl will be there too. And all the little girls were wearing tutus, and I just wanted mine to be like frolicking in a tutu as well. So yeah, it was very nice. And then we put our Christmas tree up. So my Christmas tree is actually right over here. You can't really see it, but it is now a couple days after Christmas, but is before New Year's, so I will keep the tree up until New Year's. And I guess one to note about was just this Christmas ball that I had gotten, and it says Mommy to Be, and on the other side it says 2018. So there was even a little bit of pregnancy excitement on the Christmas tree. So that was super nice. And then, yeah, I think that was the big things for week 24. So now I will insert a picture and move on to week 25. So for week 25, this was the week where I really started to feel pregnant. And I think that was for a few reasons. One is just because at 25 weeks pregnant, your uterus is the size of a soccer ball. The baby is like growing substantially. I think at this week she was about like 12 to 13 inches and over 1.5 pounds. So that's pretty substantial in your body, which means she's sharing the room with your organs and everything's kind of just moving around. Also too, I think I was really active this week because again, I was back to work after my vacation and it was really busy. We had a lot going on at work. I was trying to find my replacement. I was working kind of long hours and we had some after work activities. And so basically I was just running around a lot. And, you know, when this happens, then I'm coming home tired and I started to have some mild swelling, which I realized was also because I was wearing these like really tall, like knee-high, kind of like horse riding style winter boots over the knee boots. And I think this was helping to like make my feet and ankles swell. So basically if I was getting home then at around 7 o'clock at night from work, and also commute by foot and by underground. So I'm walking a lot. And by the time I get home, my feet and ankles were kind of swollen. So also this week, running was getting a little bit more uncomfortable because I was still trying to run 2 to 3 times a week. Only 2 miles running and then some walking, but it just started to feel weird. It starts to feel really heavy in my pelvis, which is like, I'm assuming like the baby's like in there and then she's kind of just like going further down, sitting in my pelvis because of the running. I'm not sure what's actually happening, but that's what it feels like. That week too, though, I was trying to cook more healthily for myself. My husband is in a full-time course almost every night a week, and so he's in a course from 5:30 to 9:30. So that means I'm cooking dinner on my own, which allows me to be a little bit more healthy because he's not as much of a health enthusiast, and I am mostly vegetarian. Sometimes I eat a little bit of fish, but mostly vegetarian and try on the side of veganism. So I was experimenting with different recipes, and I was making this really good kind of like 2/3 zoodle, 1/3 noodle with a red sauce, but then with cashew cream in it. So it was like a creamy red sauce, almost like the filling of lasagna because it was kind of like the cashew cream sauce was like ricotta, and it was really delicious. So I made that a lot and I ate it. So that kind of leads me right into cravings. And For cravings, the zoodle pasta, I was like making it 2 or 3 times a week and then eating it the next day for leftovers. It was delicious and I think pretty healthy because of the zoodles and also, no cheese, no dairy, no meat. So I was really enjoying it. And also to pomegranates. I love pomegranates anyways. This is not a pregnancy craving. This is just a me craving. And whenever it is fall, and it is fall into winter and it's pomegranate season, I'm eating pomegranates multiple times a week. And I have continued to do that. So I'm killing like 4 pomegranates a week. Love them. And then my unhealthy craving, which would be sweets and chocolate. I was really getting down with chocolate. I still am. I may have had a bunch of mini Reese's Peanut Butter Cups before I filmed this video, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning. But chocolate, all the chocolate, and one of our board members came to work, came to Austria, and he's in America, and he brought me dark chocolate peanut butter cups from Trader Joe's. Holy monkeys, these were delicious. They sat by my bed. So basically my routine was that I would exercise in the morning, go to work, come home from work, eat dinner, which was either making this pasta dish or reheating it in the microwave if it was the next day, eating my dinner in bed, and eating peanut butter cups in bed and watching TV and going to sleep. It was glorious. It was fantastic. But for other activities, because I did more than just lay in bed all the time, in the 25th week, I hired my replacement at work. So if you haven't seen my videos before, Austrian social system, maternity leave is amazing, and all the women actually stop working 2 months before their due date. I heard that you can get some kind of like exception from your doctor if you want to, but I will not choose to. I will just stop working at 32 weeks as they require. And so I had hired my replacement because as of right now, when I return to work next week after New Year's Eve, I will have less than 1 month of work. And as I said before too, during my first year of maternity leave, because I will take 2 years of maternity leave, my organization will move to the Netherlands. So actually at the end I will get my maternity leave benefits for the entirety of my maternity leave, and then I'll actually have to find a job when I come back. So that's it. It'll be a little bit more difficult since I'm really only comfortable working in English because my background is accounting, my degree is in accounting, and my German level is still only like B1 level, which is not so high, and especially not like in a technical field like accounting. So it'll be a little hard to find a job. But for right now, the fun part was that at my current job, I was really stressed about finding a replacement because I like to think that I have a high work ethic and I would never want to leave my company high and dry. And I will only have the month of January to transition, so I wanted to make sure that I found someone right away. And then I found someone that had really good experience, really good qualifications, that's a technical expert, can come up to speed super fast, and also someone that's really strict with controls like I am so that they can kick some butt. So I found my replacement. She seems fantastic. She seems super strict, but also really nice. And I'll be working with her starting next week to transition all my work. And my hope is she's like super sharp and has over 20 years of experience. So hopefully she will come to speed very fast. And then I can just start drifting off into the distance of maternity leave. Also in the 25th week, we went furniture shopping. And we found furniture that we really like. And so I don't think I'll show a picture yet, but when it comes in, it'll come in about 8 weeks because, spoiler alert, we went furniture shopping in the 25th week, and in the 26th week we bought it. So that was awesome. We had our Christmas party, which again, swollen ankles, long nights, this goes into that, but it was very fun. And for the Christmas party, I dressed very festively and decorated my baby bump. I'll insert a little picture now because it's fun. And yeah, it was very fun. And then finally, for the 25th week, I just made a note that I was loving maternity clothes in my 25th week because maternity pants and I have already had a very strong relationship and we have very nice feelings for each other. However, a lot of the maternity shirts I hadn't really started using yet because they were like a little big or they still like look a little weird, and they didn't really fit because I didn't have much of a bump. But in the 25th week, I had enough of a bump where started getting more comfortable, and also, it's cold weather and it's Christmas season, so just like cozying up was really nice. And speaking of that, I'm wearing one of my maternity shirts, so you'll see when I stand up, but it's a black shirt, has ruching on the side, and then it has like these nice arm details, which I really enjoy. So that leads me to my break for a 25-week bump date, so I will show that now. And moving on to 26 weeks pregnant. So that was this last week. And as far as activities, like I said, we ordered our furniture. It'll take 8 weeks to come in, and in about 6 weeks, they will call us to make an appointment to deliver it. So in this last week, one of the main topics was just like home improvements and getting ready for baby. So this apartment is actually the apartment my husband grew up in, and like we're in very different settings because I'm in a foreign country on a foreign continent, and he is living in the apartment that he grew up in. It's been a little bit of a transition even for me moving in because everything was his and kind of already set up for him. A great example is the room we're in right now, because this used to be much more of like a bachelor pad, and now we did the walls and the decorations and the wedding pictures and the love sign, and it feels a little bit more girly. But in general, like the next big project is getting ready for baby. So a couple things are involved. We are going to replace all of the glass in our windows. So windows. Because the window glass is almost 30 years old. So we're going to replace all the glass in the windows because we've had some problems with moisture getting in. So first new glass, and then in the baby's room, we are selling our original closets that we had in there because, again, in Austria, we don't have built-in closets. We have these kind of like big, kind of like shrunk closets. And so we ordered, the room with the baby was the closet room. So we've ordered new closets that will go into our bedroom and the baby's room. So the windows are getting replaced. We will like kind of like repaint the wood around the windows. Then we're going to go pick out a purple for the baby. And then the baby furniture goes in. And I'd also like to get one of these like little recliners or little glider chairs. So that's still to be gotten. So also this week was Christmas. And so that was really nice. It was fun to think about the fact that next Christmas the baby will be here. So that was really sweet to think about. Spend time with family. And then as far as symptoms go, my sleep had really improved for the first couple of weeks that we were back from America. And I think part of that was maybe just further along in my pregnancy. Part of it was the jet lag, I think, just working in my favor. But in the 26th week, my sleep was starting to get crappy again. So I attribute this just to, like I said before, more happening in my body. So just like even like waking up and moving from one side to another side just felt like, just like things were moving, and I would get some of this round ligament pain on the side. I also felt like maybe I'm starting to get Braxton Hicks. I don't really notice them. I only notice like if I touch my belly that it's like at the bottom, it's like more firm. And so like I don't know if that's Braxton Hicks contractions or if I don't know if that's just like baby changing her position, because I feel like she sits very low in my pelvis and that she's either laying sideways or that she's like facing the back, and then her back is here and I feel like her feet are down by my pelvis because I feel like I'm getting kicked in the pelvis. Not proven via ultrasound, but that's just my guess. So not sleeping as well, again, like feeling pretty pregnant, sitting up or like standing up, sitting down. This is just feels like more is going on. And then getting kicked all the time, but like just like different feeling kicks, like I said before. So just like whether it feels like she's moving, like I just feel like she's not facing forward a lot. So like I feel like a lot of times what I'm feeling is like her throwing her elbow or her little butt or little head, but I don't know. But it's really sweet because my husband can feel it too, and I don't know. I'm just loving it. I think all in all, the pregnancy has just been really great. I've loved almost everything about it. I love the experience of carrying a baby, and everything has been fine. I think the only thing that I really fear is birth, but you know, we still have some time for that, so won't dwell on it. And then the final thing that happened this week was I had my glucose test. So I went and did that 3 days ago on Thursday of this week. And how it works in Austria is that you go to a lab, and there isn't just this 1 hour test. No matter what, the first test is 2.5 hours. So you go, they prick your finger to make sure that your fasting glucose level, our blood sugar level, is underneath, I think, 100. If it's over 100, then you, like, I think automatically fail, and that they just like take all the other blood, because they also do just like a general blood test where they take 7 vials and test you for all the things. But so mine was, I think, 80 something or 80. And so she takes all the starter blood, and then you have 5 minutes to drink the sugar drink, which was like not very sugary or very exciting for me. I just wasn't bad at all. Kind of just had like a artificial sugar bitter taste at the end, but I drank it in like 30 seconds. Then you sit for 1 hour, and I watched Bones on Amazon Prime on my phone. It was fantastic. And then after 1 hour, they call you back in, and they take one sticker with the time on it, and then they take another vial of blood. Then you wait for another hour, and then they take another vial of blood. So 2.5 hours total. I mean, it really went fine. I didn't have any problem with it. I don't know if some people don't like the taste. I can see where it could mess with your stomach a little bit, because sometimes I have a little bit of nausea in the morning still. Because you do it in the morning, first thing in the morning, and mine was like 8:30 on an empty stomach. But that was really fine. I passed, so that's good. No gestational diabetes, which is also good because I'm eating so much sweets. I made chocolate chip cookies. I made apple crumble. I raised peanut butter cups. I ate peanut butter M&Ms. I'm just like, if it is sweet, I am eating it, especially if there's chocolate in it. So thank goodness that passed with flying colors. And then other fun, cute thing was in the second hour, they said I could go run some errands if I wanted to. So I went to the bank, and then I went to a baby store, and I got this, which says, it says Sweetosaurus on it. I just thought it was so cute. So I even made a fun errand during the blood test, and when I came back, I showed my phlebotomist, the blood woman, and she was really friendly, so she liked my onesie that I had gotten as well. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for week 26. So I guess I will then show my bump. It's like, again, I don't really feel. The thing is, I don't really feel like these maternity tops are so flattering, especially the ones that like come up to here and have ruching on the side, because they're really like made to like stretch everywhere, so like there's always like extra room. But anyways, so it's been a while since I've done this. So these are my maternity pants, which I really like. They're from Motherhood, and they're army. And then this is a Motherhood maternity shirt. I think, actually no, this is pink blush. And again, like it's got like the side details. But so this is from the front, and then this is from the side. So she's definitely getting bigger. But I just still feel like she still looks like a little fat flop in there. Yeah, so side and with this down. So yeah, as I come closer to the camera, my paleness kind of matches the walls. But yeah, so that's her. Kind of just still looking wide, still waiting for my big belly bump to come in. But today is 27 weeks and 1 day. So that is my 3-week update. I'm sorry that I am condensing them so much, but at least I'll include some extra belly shots. And next week, I really hope to do a 1-week video. And after 32 weeks, I am home all the time. So it'll be much easier to do more updates. I'm super out of breath, which I'm sure is a pregnancy sign since baby's getting bigger and things are coming up into my lungs areas. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.